The Mid-Sodor Railway, Season 4, Episode 6, Famous Engines. The Mid-Sodor Railway had not been doing too good ever since Stanley became a pumping engine. It was already not doing that well even when he wasn't. It had been a couple of years and Jordan Edwards decided that he needed to get some tourist attraction quick, otherwise the railway would close. And he thought of a perfect idea. He brought the rocket over to the Mid-Sodor Railway and it was on display at Arsdale Sheds for a couple months. The rocket talked to all the engines. Duke and Rocket shared stories on their lines and the Rainhill trials. Rocket gave Smudger some advice along with Stuart. Alice and Alfred and Jason told him all about their mines, and he even gave advice to Stanley. And some advice on how to get back at Stuart and Falcon. All the engines were enjoying Rocket's stay. Everyone but Falcon. Rocket tried to keep Falcon happy, but every single time he just grumbled at him. He said. Why is he even here? He's not even our gauge. He shouldn't be on this near this line. He's too big for these rails. Oh, come on, Falcon, said Duke. Just because Rocket is a standard gauge engine does not mean he can visit our railway on special made standard gauge tracks for him. Yes, that's right, Falcon, said Stuart. I think you're jealous. Well, I don't have time to sit about and talk to old steamers like him, said Falcon, and he raced away to collect his train. When it was time for Rocket to on a flatbed, he said goodbye to all the engines. Duke and Rocket shared some last stories, and they went to Offside Road where he'd be unloaded and put onto a lorry and sent over to the North Western Railway, where an engine would take him back to his railway. The day after Rocket went away, Falcon was grumbling more than ever. This was the most he had ever been angry and grumbled. Duke came up to Arsdale Station to do the first picnic train of the day when he saw Falcon. Why are you so angry? Said Duke. I'm assuming it's with Rocket. It is, Duke. What's so special about him anyway? He's just a locomotive like us. I'll have you know, he was the basis for us, for all locomotives that came after him. And what does that even mean, Grump Puff? Stop calling me that, I'm giving you a history lesson. Well, I don't need a history lesson. He played an important part of history. Jordan Edwards told me he was the first successful steam locomotive, and at the time 30 to 35 miles per hour was faster than a horse, and it still is, and it was the fastest form of travel at the time. And then you have engines going over 100 miles per hour in these days. Look, young Falcon, just because he is an old engine does not mean he cannot be really useful. If he didn't exist, we wouldn't either. And I wouldn't have existed either. That I would have been glad, for you, Stanley, were always so troublesome. Look, Falcon, it might have been derailing a lot, but that was only because of my gauge. I used to doubt that, Stanley, said Duke. Wait, what? Said Stanley. Yes, I mean number two. You see, number two, when your wheels were being taken off, I saw your gauge was actually wrong. I'm sorry that I thought you were lying, but it could have been the wheels were misplaced. Oh dear. Anyway, Falcon, I say you try to respect Rocket for his next visit. Yes, but we won't be working anymore. If Jordan Edwards decides to bring more locomotives to the railway as a tourist attraction. You do know Rocket was the first and last one on this railway to be a tourist attraction that was a locomotive. What about Crimson when he arrived for a year back when this railway got rebuilt? You do know that it was a one-off time, and it is not a tourist attraction. He was just here to help out, and plus he missed this railway, so he wanted to also help out here. Okay, Grump Puff. I'll tell you though, if I don't become famous soon, then I'll think of a way to become famous. Why should Rocket be famous but not us? Oh no, said Duke. And Falcon grumpily steamed off. Oh, blah 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 blah. Why should he be famous? Blah 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 blah. Because he was the first steam locomotive that was successful. Blah 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 blah, he said as he puffed along. Young engines these days, they never listen. Quite right. You are a young engine too, you know, Stanley. You're only 35. I know, Duke. But that does not mean that I'm still a young engine. Well, you were always more grumpy than anything. I know. Falcon was still grumbling as he came through the valley, and it echoed about all to Gordon Edwards Station. Why should he be famous and not this railway and me? Why should he be famous and not this railway and me? Why should he be famous and not this railway and me? Grumbled Falcon. Everyone got into his coaches and he steamed off. Why should he be famous and not this railway and me? Why should he be famous and not this railway and me? He carried on he kept on chanting it until he got over to Ulfstead Road. Oh, hello, Falcon, said Stuart. You alright? Said Millicent. You seem worried, dear, said Cora. Are you sure you're okay? Said Gertrude. I'm not, grumbled Falcon. What is it, dear? Said Cora. Why should the Rockets be famous and not me? Well, my dear, maybe if you join... Well, my dear, you see, not everyone can be famous. Maybe you should... maybe you should try and get... You could just be yourself. Cora's trying to not say to try and get famous. If you say so. Right now will never get me famous though, grumbled Falcon. I got an idea, said Stuart. Try and do something that will make you famous. No, Falcon, that's not a good idea, said Gertrude. Yes, don't do it, Falcon, said Millicent, worried. Oh dear, Stuart, why did you have to say it? I was trying to not say it. Oh, yes, thank you, Stuart. I just have to think of something that will make me famous now, said Falcon. Can't believe I didn't think of that before. Ha! I'm gonna be famous, said Falcon. And he happily said it as he came across the line. I do like to help a friend, said Stuart. Haven't you noticed that he might do something dangerous? Said Millicent, said Gertrude. Of course he won't, he's my best friend. I like to help my friends, said Stuart. Oh no, knowing Falcon, he'll get into trouble. Wait, you're right, we have to stop Falcon, said Stuart. But I can't, because I'm pulling this train. Then get your train done quick, said Gertrude, and then you can go and help him. Okay, beep beep, everyone get in quickly, please. Everyone got in quickly, and Stuart raced away. We gotta stop Falcon. Falcon was enjoying himself. He had a brand new way to get famous. However, he failed to notice something ahead on the line. Jason was up ahead, trying to bring trucks back to the mines. You troublesome trucks, he said. This is what you get for not behaving and staying at the mines. Now this train's going to be late. Alfred cannot pull this train anymore. And Jason was trying to move the trucks off the points before an engine came. But the trucks were refusing to. They had their brakes on. And then Jason heard a whistle. Oh no, he said, that's Falcon. Wait, Falcon, wait! Apply your brakes. But it was no good. Falcon saw what was up ahead and he tried to apply his brakes. Oh, he said. And then there was trouble. He crashed into the trucks. He jumped over the trucks and landed on his side. And the coaches were riding the trucks like a car. Oh dear, I am a silly engine, said Falcon. You all right, Falcon? Said Jason, as he was uncoupled from the train and steamed back a little. I'm fine. Oh dear. I was just trying to be famous, said Falcon. Well, I can't help you, Falcon. You're blocking my way. And you're blocking a lot of other trains this way. Oh dear, said Falcon. I'm so silly. Don't worry, Falcon. My driver can call for help. If you say so. But my funnel's wedged into the rails. Oh, that must be painful. It is. Please get me help quickly, Jason. Okay, come on, driver. We have to go and tell Alice and Alfred so they can call Jordan Edwards. And Jason steamed up the slope and over back into the mines. You are, said a voice. Stuart came steaming down the line with Jordan Edwards. Falcon, he said. Stuart, aka your best friend, told me that you was wanting to be famous. Yes, just because Rocket was famous and was a great tourist attraction does not mean you can too. Is that clear? Said Jordan Edwards. Yes, sir. Now, Falcon, once we re-rail you, you're going to go to the sheds and stay there for a week. But won't that make the railway worse, sir? Then only... Wait, 1, 2, 3... Only 6 engines will be running the railway. You already have Stanley down, and he's already with his presence come from the railway. The railway's been doing absolutely worse since he's been gone. Oh, I'm sorry, Falcon, but we can't handle many jobs. We can't keep on having engines that are being bad, working on the railway for a long time, but we can't give them punishments that last long unless they really deserve it. And you're an essential part of this railway, so we have to give you a short limit on the time. Okay, sir, said Falcon. Falcon that night was brought back to the sheds. He saw that the tracks that the rocket was on was being taken down, but Duke and Stuart couldn't help but laugh. And Duke only came to the sheds just to make fun of Falcon and him trying to be famous. So how did becoming famous go? Said Duke. Was it fabulous? Oh, come on, not another bad joke. Stuart's not fabulous, but it's fabulous. Oh dear, said Falcon. Don't worry, Falcon. We'll take really good care of you. It's only a bit of jokes. But I don't want to talk or have any of you talk to me right now, said Falcon. Stanley had an idea. He was about to use the voice Rocket gave him. Hey, Falcon, aren't you a big whale on wheels? I'm part of the new whale class of locomotives. Ha ha! Laughed Stanley. Wait, what? Said Falcon. Arr! Grumbled Falcon. If I was, my name would be Whale. Stuart laughed as hard as he could. He found Stanley's joke of Falcon extremely funny. And aren't you, Stuart, some grape on blackberries? What? Said Stuart. Arr, he growled. Ha! Laughed Stanley. Rocket told me then to get back at you. Oh, finally learned how to get good at getting back, Stanley, said Duke. Well, it was Rocket who told me those things to play on them. Rocket did sure do a good thing on getting them to behave. And Stuart and Falcon just grumbled. And Falcon felt like his fin was about to wobble off because it had been snapped off. Well, it felt like his wheels would also wobble off. Felt like his wheels would wobble off, mainly because they got badly damaged in his accident. But the two engines, Falcon and Stuart, just grumbled. And Duke steamed off to his shed so Stuart could get into the shed.